Among the updates released in the second week of December, one of the highlights is the new information added to several character relation menus, along with extra details for a few characters. One of these characters is Lily Barriere. Lily is considered one of the most popular characters among fans, which is clear from the fact that she already has her deduction star skin, while our dear creature Pearson has been appeared since 2018 and has not get a deduction star skin yet. Speaking about being sidelined, eh? Well, because of this, her lore has been a long time subject of discussion. So the new details about her are a relief for many people out there, though not for me. Why is that? Fans have known for a while that Lily's backstory is confusing, especially when it comes to her timeline. Well, to be honest, Identity 5 itself has never been very clear about timelines in general. For context, the newest update adds information to her biodata, stating that she is 18 years old. This finally confirms the debate that has been going on for years. Some said she was 16, some said she was 18, others believe she should be between 18 and 21, and there were even people who thought she was above 21. It felt like Lily had more possible ages than my phone alarm settings. So how did so many different interpretations appear in the first place? And how does Lily's confirmed age of 18 end up feeling like an anomaly both for her own timeline and for the overall plot of Identity 5? That is what we will discuss in this video. As a quick disclaimer, everything here is based on the information currently available. Since not all backstories in the game have been revealed, future updates may bring new details that could change or even disprove what we know now. Today, I will simply analyze her story using the existing data and speculations from lore expert. Before I start rambling about Lily, I want to take you guys through how the timeline of this game is honestly a full disaster. First, the chaos already shows up in the game's setting. The game is supposed to take place in the late Victorian era, right? Somewhere between 1896 and 1902. Now, during that time, technology should not have been that advanced yet. But in this game, we have a wannabe soldier casually carrying a flare gun that was used in World War I, a journalist driving a car that basically belongs in the 1920s, a thief walking around with a flashlight like he bought it from a modern convenience store, and a mechanic who somehow manages to tinker with robots. I repeat, robots, in the Victorian era. Want more? In some of the lore, there is an airplane and even a jetpack involved. So yeah, from the setting alone, the timeline is already a breathtaking masterpiece of confusion. But let's put all that aside for a moment. Let's pretend we all agreed to treat the entire setting as fantasy. Like sure, Victorian era, but with bonus technology from every random year available, why not? If we accept Identity 5 as full fantasy fiction and not bound to actual historical accuracy, then all of that suddenly becomes reasonable. Well, kind of. Would this fix the timeline problem? Not exactly. Here is the second reason. We often cannot guess which year an event takes place in the storyline, not because we cannot figure it out, but because the developers themselves sometimes forget their own characters' lore. And of course, if the writers forget, the timeline naturally becomes a mess. For example, can any of you guess how old Weeping Clown is in the story? That's right, he is 20. But now comes the problem. Weeping Clown's hunter identity is Smiley Face. Since his hunter form manifested from Margie seeing Weeping Clown as the hunter, that means both Weeping Clown and Smiley Face are literally the same person in the same timeline. So if Weeping Clown is 20 years old, then Smiley Face must also be 20 years old, right? If you said yes, then congratulations. You are right. Rightfully wrong, that is. Because if you check Smiley Face's biodata, it says he is 35. When I first read this, I was like, bruh, how is there a 15-year age gap for the same man? Living in the same timeline? Breathing the same air? So which one is correct? At this point, I am brave enough to say both. Some people theorize that Smiley Face's age is 35 because it is the age of Sergi, who was Margie's previous spouse. But is that confirmed? I dove deep into the files, and I could not find anything proving that. So Smiley Face being 35 because of Sergi is not confirmed at all. It is just a widely believed speculation, and honestly, even widely believed might be a stretch, because when I talked with other lore enthusiasts, I found out that not everyone buys that theory in the first place. And that is just one example. There are many other cases where the developers seem to forget important character details, like Alice's confirmed age when she escaped Melbourne, Jose's left arm, and several more moments that make the lore team look like they really need to do an emergency meeting. Now, with all of that chaos in mind, let's bring this back to Lily Barriere. Before her age was officially confirmed to be 18, the community had many different theories about Lily's age, ranging anywhere from 16 to more than 21. I have a few pieces of evidence that can represent what people believed about her age. Before we go through that, let's talk a bit about Lily's backstory first. Born into a noble family, Lily was the younger child of Roger Barriere and Rosa Barriere. Roger loved sports, and so did Lily's older brother, Simon, who later became a promising horse racing jockey. Roger once dreamed of organizing legendary horse races, with Simon becoming one of the well-known jockeys. This dream eventually came true when Roger organized a series of races at the Kryberg racecourse, with Simon and his horse Lilium competing in it. Aside from Lilium, another horse named Cyanus also took part in the competition. If you notice, Cyanus is the horse that belonged to Mary Kyberg, given to her by Manus de Capet. This creates a distant connection between Lily and Mary. Take note of this connection because it is one of the two important details behind her anomaly. During the race, Simon fell off the horse and suffered a devastating injury. He was placed in a care home afterward. Because of this, the race that should have been Roger Barriere's pride turned into a scandal that caused him to be completely cast out of the family. Devastated and unable to cope, Roger turned to alcoholism and became abusive toward Lily and her mother, Rosa, though he eventually sobered up and apologized. Lily's once happy life had now turned into a life filled with misery. Only Simon became her emotional support, as she would visit him at the sanatorium from time to time. One day, she met a young disabled woman who gave her harmful advice on how to end her suffering. That young woman was Galatea Claude. This is the second important detail that contributes to her anomaly, so remember this part as well. Following that advice, Lily is implied to have freed herself from her suffering, as the advice is believed to have influenced her into killing her own father. Her mother went to check her husband's body at the police station, but was never seen again. Lily was now completely on her own. After that, with no support left, she asked her uncle for financial assistance so she could survive into adulthood and continue paying for Simon's medical care. Her uncle rejected her request. Lily then turned to her grandfather. Her grandfather, Count Barriere, agreed to support her financially for 2 years, but with a strange arrangement. It appears that Count Barriere once lent an item called the Mediterranean Development, as well as a copy of Orfeo published in 1881. In exchange for supporting her, Lily needed to go to Oletus Manor and retrieve the items that had been borrowed. Now, here is where things get interesting. Lily's age. From her gameplay, Lily cannot drink, which led many people to believe she is underage. But some others connecting her story with the overall Identity V timeline speculated that Lily should have been over 21 and simply refused to drink because she was traumatized by alcohol due to her father's drunken abuse. As mentioned earlier, the community had many different theories about Lily's age, ranging anywhere from 16 to more than 21. Let's go through these theories one by one. The first theory suggests Lily is 16 or 17. According to this idea, Lily was 16 when her brother fell off the horse during the race. People who support this theory likely believed that Lily went straight to the manor right after receiving financial aid, meaning she did not wait for the full 2 years of life support before going to the manor. The second theory states that Lily is 18. This theory follows her backstory closely. Lily was 16 when Simon's accident happened, and she lived for 2 more years on financial support from her grandfather before entering the manor. The third theory places Lily between 18 and 21. This theory combines her backstory, the timeline involving Galatea, Ashes of Memory, and her gameplay mechanics. Actually, this theory is quite complex, but I will explain it as simply as possible. Okay, so Lily was 16 when Simon's accident happened, and she lived for 2 years after receiving financial aid. However, this theory connects that information with Galatea's involvement in the Manor game. Galatea is confirmed to appear in Game 0, which, based on the overall lore involving the Game 0 characters, is implied to have happened in 1896. Meanwhile, Simon's accident occurred while Cyanus, the horse owned by Mary, was still present, meaning the accident must have happened before the Kryberg racecourse incident that led to the racecourse's closure. According to Orpheus in Ashes of Memory, the Kryberg racecourse incident happened 10 years before the Ashes of Memory event.
Mr. Orpheus, what does the thing you mentioned earlier refer to?
Around 10 years ago, an Irish nobleman, Menace du Capet, acquired this manor.
The Ashes of Memory event itself is implied to take place in 1902 because Alice, who participated in that event, is 21. This date is determined through deduction. Alice is believed to have been born in 1881, and if she is 21 during the event must have occurred in 1902. Now back to Simon's accident. If Cyanus was still around when the accident happened, then the incident must have taken place in 1892 or earlier. According to Lily's backstory, she was 16 when the accident occurred, and then waited 2 years before going to the manor. This would place her manor game in 1894. However, this becomes an anomaly, because Game 0 is implied to happen in 1896. She cannot join the manor before Game 0, as it would not make sense in the overall timeline, right? Because of this, some people added 2 additional years to Lily's age to place her in 1896. That would make her 20 years old during Game 0. This would allow her to still be unable to drink in gameplay, while also fitting into a timeline that occurs shortly after Game 0. Since Lily would turn 21 on the 13th of November 1896, people theorized that her manor game must have taken place sometime after the end of Game 0, but before November 13, 1896. The final theory proposes that Lily was 21 or older. This theory is similar to the previous one, except it places her manor game after her birthday on the 13th of November 1896. In this version, Lily does not drink not because she is underage, but because she simply refuses to. People who support this theory sometimes argue that her trauma surrounding her father's behavior may have influenced her dislike of alcohol. These were the arguments used to support the various theories of Lily's age. Thankfully, the developers have now confirmed Lily's age to be 18. And, as usual, instead of clearing up the confusion, it has created even more questions. Typical devs, eh? If you followed me up to this point, you can probably see why Lily's confirmed age, 18, is an anomaly. Simply put, Lily being 18 makes her manor game in 1894, while Game 0 is implied to have happened in 1896. Unless her game is Game -1, I think Lily's age being 18 is quite an anomaly for the overall lore. Though, maybe I missed something. In which case, feel free to inform me in the comment section. After discovering her confirmed age, I couldn't help but wonder whether the devs truly keep their character lore in check. After all, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Like I mentioned earlier, Alice's actual age when she escaped Melbourne, Jose's left arm condition, and Martha Beck's death have all been surrounded by confusion, and not because fans haven't dug deep enough, but because they have, and ended up finding contradicting details. And now, with Lily's age officially set, I can't help but wonder whether there's something the devs haven't revealed yet, or if they simply lost track of their own timelines. But what about you? Do you think Lily's confirmed age is an anomaly? Or do you think it fits just fine? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.